The boss is dead. Long live the boss. That's right. The Finnish boss is back in business. A 4-0 sweep of Group B. Who had that on their calling card? Definitely not me or Kalaris, that's for sure. What do you think of that?
Suomi.
Yeah, never mind Europe holds. Europe decimates.
Yeah, he did pretty well.
Okay, let's move on then. Last game of the group. Kalaris is completely underwhelmed. I don't know why. I mean, first the tweet, then the smack talk,
it's the Finnish
and then
wistful,
the delivery.
It's the Finnish wistful melancholy. They just
okay, all right.
Chill out and go with the flow.
Chill. All right. So, as you can see on our bracket, Welmu advances to the round of 8 yet again. Second consecutive season in 2014 that he makes the quarterfinals, and he does so at the expense of the reigning WCS European champion. He still has a chance of making it through to the round of 8 for the fourth. Actually, hang on, wait, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, fourth consecutive time. Had to check myself then. I thought, hang on a minute, are we in season 6? Not just yet. Against his teammate, the gem teammate from the household, YoDa. Based on what we've seen so far, this is a tall order for the Terran.
Yes, it is. It really, really is. In terms of how MC approaches this matchup and his stats alone across WCS as a whole, if you include all the other tournaments outside the WCS seasons themselves, he's 20-5. That's 80%. He's second in this matchup compared to Stardust, who's 14-2. So 80% is ridiculous. He is an absolute machine in this matchup.
Got a fun stat for you, though, as we head into the map vetoes. Fun stat. Although he's beaten YoDa in the house in practice almost every time, apparently, that's according to Apollo, he has never beaten YoDa in an official match.
Think that might change today, right? We'll see.
Okay, yeah, we will see. Overgrowth removed as map number 1. Way Station still in there. We hold our hopes of seeing it at least once in the round of 16. We've only seen it 6 times across both the round of 32 and the round of 16 so far. It is the most vetoed map of all 7. It's funny how maps come and go like that. I remember Frost 3 seasons ago. No one played it.
Yeah, it just kind of came into favor eventually with people feeling more comfortable with it. Way Station, though, I see it as a map that's gonna stay out of favor for a while. It's very, very volatile in terms of how it can play out in different. Do you
feel it's like it's because it's too random?
Yeah, basically. I mean, you know, the long distance situations are good for some people, whereas the short distances are good for others. Nobody really wants to gamble like that.
Let's hold on a minute, because Aldazim and Kingdom Station have been removed. So is Overgrowth. In theory, Way Station is the obvious candidate to be removed, but
if it stays in, it's the first time in the round of 16. It's the first time in the whole of Premier. So
I'm holding my breath.
I mean, they might do it just because they're both gem.
So Frost, Habitation, Merry-Go-Round, and Way Station remain. And Foster's gone, and we've got a Way Station. At least we might not get to see it just yet, because it might be map 3. But it has at least made it through. And it's not in a mirror either. And it's the first map. Would you believe this?
They're messing around.
They've got to be trolling us.
This is going to be good.
This is going to be a lot of fun. Yeah. So we finally got what we asked for anyway. Way Station is the first map. Never thought I'd be uttering those words in the round of 16. Merry-Go-Round will be second. And if we need it, Habitation Station will be third. A tentative handshake between the two of them there. Like, do we shake hands at this point? Yeah, I suppose we do.
Yeah, I think YoDa knows the task ahead of him, and it's a very, very big one. MC is relentless and brutal in this matchup. So, and with seeing how YoDa opened up this with this group as well, the odds are very against him.
I mean, I was going to say, will he have taken something away from the fact that he's beaten Todd over 3 maps, and MC's lost to Todd before, so, you know, there's a little bit of something he can pull out of that. But am I clutching at straws here for him, for the Terran?
Clutching at straws, maybe. Sorry.
Really? Okay. Let's find out then whether I am clutching at straws and whether we do get a second Terran through to the round of 8, or whether it's just going to be 4GG as the lone hope for all the T's out there. Let's go to our commentary team. For our final game of Group B, is it the European champion hanging on to get another round of 8 place, or is his home teammate going to take him down?
Hello everyone, and welcome to the caster's desk for the last time this evening, and I'm joined by the wonderful, the most handsome, the most dashing, the Muslim. How you doing?
Hello, Sean. I don't know how to follow that up. You put me right on the spot there. But no, I'm doing really, really well. And wait, you're really handsome too.
Took you a while to think about that, but thanks, mate.
Dude, you know, when people go like that, like you can't really see the red behind all this makeup from my blushing, but I blush well hardcore. Getting complimented by a Welshman, that's it's lovely.
I'll have you know, though.
Oh,
I'm not Welsh.
I only found out that today, so...
I used to live there, but I'm not Welsh. So we are here for the final game, and I think, personally... this is going to be very fast and very one-sided and over very easy.
Well, you have insider info from a very confident young man.
Yeah. I will spread the info. MC doesn't lose really ever versus YoDa in practice, like ever.
Well, he said he didn't lose against Terran ever, right?
Yeah, but that was kind of true until Tasia happened.
Until Tasia.
Yeah, but... YoDa isn't quite Tasia, come on.
No, I mean, no.
So I'm just going to put the spoilers out there. You can get angry at me, but this may go to MC quite easily. But if it doesn't, then I'm willing to take the heat. Put it on me. I set you up to believe that MC's going to win easily. So my fault.
It would be your fault, Sean, but like YoDa, he hasn't been playing too impressive thus far. Like he's played very... I don't want to use the word lackluster, but there's just been no confidence in his play. Like, he just hasn't been decisive at all. And if there's one thing that MC is, he's decisive, and he knows what he wants to do. And against a player that's playing scared, when you have that much power behind your name and your play, well, it doesn't look like it's going to get much easier for YoDa. And
I love the fact that MC's vetoes show his style and the way he plays. A regular Protoss would love to keep Altazim in, play defensive, take it long, win it later.
But MC
vetoes it to Muslim because no, to Muslim, no. But MC wins the game early and fast. He's clinical and he's precise.
He is clinical, and MC, like, he's been doing so well against Terrans. It's totally true. Even at DreamHack Bucharest, went in against TY, one of the best players in Pro League at the time, and absolutely trashed him 2-1. It was crazy.
It's because TY is not used to playing against the Bostos style, which is aggressive and assertive. And hopefully we'll see that out today, especially in these positions. Because down here in the bottom left is the red Protoss player that lives 45 minutes away from Cologne, did you know? It is MC. And that is via train, not via car. It's faster by car. And then up here, also living very close to Cologne on the ESL studios for WCS, it's YoDa.
They live together, right?
Yes, they live with Thirst and Hyun. And the occasional guests like this week, Jaedong, and previous guests like MVP and others.
Wow, you are the man of knowledge. Is that so? There's only 4 players in that house, and then they have a guest every time.
There are 4 players all the time with a random 5th. Usually that comes and goes, or maybe it's mostly 4 all the time, but there's usually a guest, depending on what the guest is up to.
So Waystation. Now this map has 2 possible game scenarios in which you have the big Waystation where they're very far apart. My voice just started changing randomly. Maybe it's because you looked at me funny, but or you have close positions like these are, which against a player like MC, I want to be as far away as possible, which YoDa is not. So immediately, I don't feel that comfortable if I'm YoDa.
No, I would not feel... If it was the other way around, I agree. I would feel better. But it's not the other way around. It's far from that.
Far, far from that, Sean. Far, far. So here, very early probe scout for MC. And these guys living together, they are practice partners. So they both know what each other are capable of. But here, would you... Well, I personally, I'd start hiding things for this match in particular, just in case it was going down. So anything that happens in practice, while MC may be absolutely dominating YoDa, those kind of things. I know Grubby in Warcraft 3, I practiced against him for weeks, and we were going to play at WCG. And we probably played a good 40 games. Then he did a strategy that he never did in any one of those 40 games, and absolutely wrecked me at the tournament. So those kind of things can happen.
Maybe that can happen here for YoDa for sure. But one thing's for certain is he knows MC's style. He knows MC's aggressive nature to end it early. So I mean, going for Reaper early, it's a good addition. Not going one barracks command center, which is not as good as the others, or command center first in itself, is just better. He's opened up with the best build possible to fight up against MC. Scouting, get that Reaper in there, get some info, get some intel.
Yeah, and here, scouting, gets to see it's just one gas, goes back to the expo, and we'll see it is against something extremely normal. And these kind of situations happen all the time in ladder, so shouldn't feel too nervy as of yet. His build order's going totally fine. Nothing could be messed up as of yet. Throws down a second barracks. This is where builds can deviate and whatnot. Since against Todd, or against Wellmu even, we saw he went for that engineering bay for the fast upgrades and stuff, but here, going for the second barracks. Yeah,
second barracks here. He could go up to 3, could start to take, or look towards going up towards tech, factory engineering bay. And we'll see where he does go. He's scouting absolutely everywhere here, and maybe in those practice games, MC was doing a couple of trickery moves with proxy structures up to the top left or top right of certain maps.
Yeah, and I mean, right now, what can that Reaper truly achieve? You get in the base, you get to see these thrown down a second gas and stuff. You might as well check for that probe that could be hiding on the map at any point. It isn't, so YoDa's just being very, very cautious, very careful. It's not really affecting him negatively, so that's good. And I like the fact that he's being a little bit careful here.
Forge down pretty fast here for MC.
Wow.
Really fast.
So, do you think he's thinking that YoDa's going for that fast +1 engineering bay build and just looking to counteract that?
I don't think so. The way that I look at MC and have known him over the years, I don't think he really starts to counter build what you could be doing. He's a guy that says, no, I'm going to do this straight away.
He's going to dictate the pace of the game?
Yeah, that's the kind of player I think he is. So, oh, and he stops the scout. It's a good scout. I mean, good prevention of the scout.
Pretty decent scout, though. Got to see the robo, which is usually very indicative of, hey, I'm going to do something safe. I'm not going to throw anything at you like an Oracle or a Blink build or even DT. So YoDa can look at that and be like, whew, I've got a good 3 minutes where I'm not going to die. And that's always great. Always great.
It is always great, but remember this Forge kicking in and the armor upgrade already going, we could see an aggressive play from MC off this to hit with upgrade timings potentially here against what YoDa could or couldn't be doing. So we'll see how MC's going to play this up. He's just now finished with the robotics facility and the observer on the way. Remember, MC is the reigning WCS champion. He's playing against a player who, in the 2 seasons that MC reached the final and lost in the final, he was in Challenger. So it's a massive difference of scale between the two. But double gas has been taken by MC on the natural now, and he is starting to push his tech further with bringing in more gas. So we'll see where he goes.
We certainly will. And I mean, right now he's spending gas on observers, the armor upgrade, even getting a few stalks out and sentries. Not really going for any further tech here. So, oh, Twilight Council, just say that. So, not opting to go straight for the Colossi after this robo facility, just playing, oh, bam.
Nice scan.
It is a really nice scan, and we saw YoDa throwing out some scans in the series against Wellmu and Todd, which, you know, displayed exactly what he was up against. But here, he's on the ball. He knows exactly what he's up against.
So if you are YoDa, you've just now seen the Robo inactive, the Forge and Twilight Council coming down. What are you first thinking? What's happening, and what are you going to start to do?
If I scanned what I saw, or that, I'd think, okay, this is that kind of old school build where he's going for fast +2 armor, storm, and charge lots. And he gets blink, so it's completely not that. But
that's something that YoDa could be thinking, though, which is the important part with what you're saying.
Totally. So immediately, maybe MC was hoping for that and then changes his mind upon seeing the scout, just trying to stay one step ahead. So a few stalkers being warped in, just playing safe, has +1 armor way before his opponent has any upgrades. So
it's very interesting. He switched over to +1 attack as well, not even going into the deeper upgrades of +2. And he's starting to increase his stalker count. Blink's been added on. Immortal's being added in. What are you planning, MC?
Yeah, he's going for a bit of a robust army here. Not anything that I've really seen before from any other player. I mean, this army isn't very, very scary. Yes, he has an upgraded advantage, but it isn't a scary army. It immediately throws down a planetary nexus
I think, though, if he whoops in another round of stalkers, and if he catches some of this army, if it's being aggressive out the front or try and drops, picks them off, he has a powerful counter with Immortals in the mix with 1/1 upgrades down already.
He certainly
YoDa's got to be careful, man. Against this, if you were map packing and could see everything, you are being way careful. You are not going anywhere near this Protoss base.
This kind of play from MC feels like a very much so like counter-attack play. You rely on your opponent being more aggressive than he should be. I remember State was doing this a lot, where you get Blink, and when your opponent does this kind of 10, 11-minute push out, you can actually beat that army very easily, and a Templar Archives is dropped now, so... scans, sees the army, or sees the Observer even, so he knows that MC sees what he's dealing with. And yeah, I believe MC's just waiting for YoDa to make a move, and then he's going to capitalize on it.
And he's got the Warp Prism in, which would push him across the other side of the map, harassment or attack. +2 armor coming in, so MC's understanding that this isn't happening, that YoDa isn't dedicating, he isn't overcommitting, and that is good play from YoDa not to do this, obviously, knowing that MC's ready to pounce. Do you think this puts YoDa in a better position now, going into this next part of the game, considering he hasn't lost any units?
Yeah, the fact that he didn't overcommit and run into a good 12 or 14 Blink Stalkers and lose everything, that's solid. And he's even making Widow Mines at this point in time, which is great against Charge Lot, Templar, Archon. Yes, there are observers on the map so we can see them, but that army tends to cluster itself, and you can do very well against it. Constantly scanning is YoDa, so he has to play very, very cautious. But looks like MC's just going for a third here.
Yes, he is, and that should, of course, start to push YoDa into taking his own third very, very shortly. But the Warp Prism's out. This definitely could have been assisting an assault, but the way the game's gone, and there's been a lot of scans used in this game. We're talking about maybe 4 or 5 scans already.
Yeah, for YoDa's games in particular against Protoss, I really wish there was a scan counter, because he's so scared. And he really is. And I think all this practice with MC kind of backfires a little bit just because of how crazy MC plays against him.
He is reading good into this game, though. He's got the Widow Mines coming out, as you say. He's got the Ghost Academy down. He's only got that single Viking, maybe anticipating a Warp Prism play, depending on how their practice goes, of course. If that's a tendency of MC's, it's a reason why there's just a single Viking out. And there is the Warp Prism, so...
Oh, I like how MC's doing this. He's going to use those Zealots to attack the third, maybe dropping the main 2 with the Warp Prism. Defending 2 locations at once is always pretty darn tricky, and great timing on this Warp Prism.
All right, drops in. Where are the other Zealots there? Going towards the third, so this is a good double drop, technically, coming out from MC. Beautiful move. He's getting quite a lot of these SCVs on the third as well. Not so much on the third, just inside the main. Not bad, 4 SCVs.
Well handled by YoDa, to be very fair to him. Halves account, 60 SCVs against 53 probes. That's very good for a Terran. Upgrade-wise, he's catching up in upgrades on MC. So, you know, that attack did a little bit of damage, but YoDa handled himself very well. Scans again outside the natural. Doesn't see an army over there, but does see a probe move down to the third and sees the army come up from the third. So he knows there's a third in play, and he knows what he's up against now.
YoDa's playing really good this game. He's definitely stepped it up coming into this series compared to the other ones. I mean, he's got a very good army against what MC has, especially with the Ghost being added in now.
It feels like he knows MC very well. Like the single Viking, given that he wasn't against Colossus, the single Viking against the Warp Prism dealt with the Warp Prism harass very well, split his army up to deflect both attacks. So it feels that he kind of knows MC's tricks.
Yes,
this is a scary army, though.
And this is very dangerous for the boss toss. He's moving out with an inferior supply count, an inferior army composition overall, to be honest, now that Ghost has been put in.
Those Immortals kind of wandered too far ahead there and immediately loses one of them.
And Good Storm protects the other Immortal. But so far, so good for YoDa. He's building up to a good army supply now. Look at that, 107.
And Ghost joining the fray too. And without anything besides Storm for AoE, there's no Colossi on the field. If he lands those EMPs on those High Templars or even just snipes them, MC's going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yes, he very well could be. Cloak is being built. That's actually pretty cool, considering there's only one observer on the map, and that's by the natural.
Another scan going down constantly. Oh, look at those High Templars.
Looking for High Templar, these Marauder
Look at them, look at them. These High Templars just kind of wander into YoDa here, land some storms. Oh, great. That was... Okay, MC kind of made a mistake there by wandering too far ahead with the High Templar, but very snap decision to go bam, bam, storm, storm, feedback, killing the Ghost. Very fast hands.
MC's got to be careful here. He's got a second Forge finishing up to go over towards 3-3 upgrades. He's currently about to finish with 2-2. But yeah, as you said, YoDa, if he hits these EMPs, man, 2 Widow Mines, get a couple of good detonations there on the left, and he's chasing forward.
That was a very aggressive link. Just lost a few of them. Decent storms.
But EMPs, and he catches the back end of that army. Doesn't really get to the High Templar.
There's lots of stims going down, and these storms kind of whiffing here.
There is not an observer with this army, and Cloak is only 30 seconds away.
And look at these upgrades for YoDa too. He's about to hit +2 armor, going for +3 attack. He's not slouching in any regard. This counter-attack could do a lot of damage though.
MC's got to be careful. Like you say, he's got a good counter-attack, but this army right now, he's actually moving towards the army of the Protoss, of the Terran player. He's got to be careful because the flick-back EMPs are going to be pretty strong, and then they can land it on his army, and at the same time he is counter-attacking and dealing with 2 armies at the same time, and he gets great storms in the mineral line. And overall, look at that! He plows through the middle of that Terran army.
Bit of a misclick by YoDa, loaded up units into those medevacs during that fight. And look at the supply, Sean. 100 supply for YoDa, 140 for MC. There's damage being done from everywhere. Zealots joining the fray. Time warps going down, unnecessary, but the third being totally ransacked here.
Yeah, and the army as well. He's getting chased down by these Zealots. And MC, you could see his speed in that. Being able to do the counterattack and the main army fight at the same time is able to push YoDa back, and MC's killer instinct pushing him all the way to the natural here, putting the pressure onto the reinforcements. The third has been evacuated, and that's it. Wow, look at that. GG from MC, or from YoDa, sorry, and MC does win that map number 1.
That didn't look like it should have been that easy. YoDa put himself in a pretty good position, but his army, I felt he got caught out massively there. Like, his army just wasn't all together, and he got totally overwhelmed by MC just being a boss.
MC is pretty good at being a boss to Muslim.
He certainly is. YoDa got himself into a good situation that game too, and it's very unfortunate.
You think that, you know, MC asked a question towards the end there, is that can you deal with, you know, your third and the main fight? Because I can, and at the end of the day, he did it better, and then was able to push through.
He did it a lot better. His plan for that game, you could see everything happening, you know. He's like, okay, I'm going to attack the third and the main at the same time with the Warp Prism Zealots. Then it was, hey, I'm going to take a fight and I'm going to attack the third at the same time. MC's strategy that game was always to test YoDa's multitasking. And I mean, getting from point A to point B, he did it in a weird way, kind of wanted YoDa to attack into him, then said, hey, I'm going to get up my third and such. MC wasn't scared of YoDa. You really saw that in his play.
Well, this guy right there has got a lot of work to do. 21-year-old now, been living in Europe for about 6 months, maybe 5-6 months now. Been in Challenger twice before this. Of course, within WCS career, it's his really first attempt in Europe, but oh dear, Ben. It's you know, his first stint through round 16, gets put in a very difficult group with a housemate and reigning champion. But here, he's facing elimination now, but you think he's got it in him to turn this around?
I hope he has it in him, because I never like to see a player going out because he's nervous or just too scared of the race. It really feels like he's playing so cautious, and a lot of moves he did that game were pretty decent. Very good scans, got to see what he's up against. Didn't overcommit to anything, but with not overcommitting, he just wasn't doing anything, just gave MC a lot of time.
All right, well, the player who had a lot of time and played pretty decent there towards the second half of that game, it is the red Protoss player up here in the top right, is of course MC. There he is. He's actually got a bit of an eye problem. I managed to speak to him a little bit before. He's got allergies, which are affecting him quite a lot right now.
Hay fever?
Yes. And then, of course, down here, as the blue Terran player, it's YoDa.
And we have to give credit to YoDa that game. He actually did set himself up pretty darn well. Even made Colossi, like the single Viking for the Warp Prism as well, didn't overcommit to Vikings. Was reading the situation very well, that I almost feel like he could propel himself so much more ahead if he just used a few of those scans on mules instead and just relied on his solid mechanics to pull him through.
Well, we'll see what adjustments he makes coming on to Merry-Go-Round here, our 3-player map within WCS. We haven't really seen it that much within it. Seen it a lot more, I think, in Korea, more so than in the European scene. But has managed to find itself. You can actually notice MC's closing his eyes and blinking quite heavily, quite a lot actually. You managed to follow his camera.
He is squinting a little. But yeah, this map, you don't often see it in matchups that aren't mirror. Like, I saw it in TVT. I mean, there was a big reality versus TYI game, I think, where it was Bio against mech, but then they both transitioned to mech and big air forces, an hour-long game. It's a really good Terran map, actually. Not so much in this matchup, so to speak, but against Zerg, it's incredibly good for Terran.
All right, well, we'll find out how things shape up here. Currently, we have MC just pretty much standard with his build again, looking towards that 1 gate expansion like he's done every single game so far. And we are going to have YoDa now move out with an SCV, followed by a Reaper into an expansion of his own. So quite standardized openings from both so far.
It's always nice when the probe scouts you second, because you always get the kill if you go for a Reaper opening. If he does kind of, so he is going to go for it. Here, pulling 1 guy off gas.
Yeah, MC sees that too, right? So MC knows that the follow-up is going to be additional barracks and not factory straight away, so we can maybe start to tailor his build around that already.
Certainly, so you don't need that super fast robotics or a forge for vision, because those widow mines can get sneaky in your base and such. But yeah, it definitely means you can be a bit like, okay, don't have to worry about any attacks on me. I can just chrono boost probes all day, all night.
And he is chrono boosting at the Stalker currently to kind of help with dealing with the Reaper, which is here for information. Kills second to task. But of course, MC wants to be able to deal with this straight away and then start to kind of build his strategy for the next map here within this series.
YoDa didn't even bother hopping into the main there, just kind of realized, oh, there's probably a mothership core out, so I can't really deal damage, but there is a good like 10 to 15 seconds that you can dance around that mothership core without the Stalker being there. But an early engineering bay for YoDa, so going for very fast +1 upgrades, a couple Marines out constantly, so this is more the Pro League Korean Terran style here, at least the build order.
And here is the every Protoss, wherever region style coming out from MC. Twilight Council! Everybody loves a bit of blink.
And scanning in that location, like, you know, like if you scan there and there's nothing, you don't even get to see the gases or what have you, so it's a nice location for MC.
How much does the engineering bay hurt or assist him here?
Well, if he's against DTs, it's great, but against Blink Stalkers, if you hold on and you kind of survive, that's cool. The +1 build, it's became so popular because it is so safe against everything. If he goes full committal with 7 gates and Blink, which, oh, DTs.
Ooh.
Wow.
Didn't expect that to come out here.
Me neither, but, you know, I did lose to a Protoss in the round of 32 on this map against DTs, pretty much his exact build.
I wonder who that was.
Wonder who that was.
Did he advance to the round of 8?
Oh, did he 2-0-2-0 his group today when he only 2-1-2-1'd his round of 32 group?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. So you could say that you're you may have lost to the potential eventual champion, mate. You get that rolling now.
I mean, that would be nice. He did really play so well against me, though, and in his group today.
So, DTs, you know, no, they're not so good against a guy who's got an engineering bail, but if he doesn't have any turrets up, then it's maybe a bit of a different story because they will do damage here. Double bunkers coming in because he doesn't know what's happening.
And where did YoDa actually scan? What has he seen here?
Nothing.
So, absolutely nothing. So he's got to be fearing for his life right now. If you see no tech whatsoever, no Robo, no Stargate, he's even divided up his Marines. So he has like 6 Marines in his main, a few Marines in his natural. So, you know, he's identified that something's going to hit him. He just doesn't know what. And turret at the front. Oh! This is a greatly timed turret. We can see that DT marching across the map right now. And I think that turret might just be finished in time. It'll be very close.
It should, I think. It should.
Uh-oh.
It should.
Is he going to skip past? Oh, gosh. That is so unfortunate.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. He's got a scan in the main, though, and he can deal with 1 DT with 1 scan, and then, of course, the turret on the natural. 2 SCVs, I think. That was all.
Oh, totally pulling here.
3. He has pulled.
I mean, everything I've felt he had enough to deal with that DT right there.
He had a scan and his Marines are right there.
Yeah.
He still doesn't scan, bro. Just down.
Yeah, this is unfortunate. I mean, he's losing so much mining here.
Get him.
And he's following this blur, but this DT.
Get him!
What a ninja.
Oh. Alright, he's gone. Alright, so that was a couple of SCV kills, which wasn't really meant to get anything. He got 4. And MC has pulled ahead in the work count, but is a little bit behind when it comes to tech. But Blink and double forge. So MC's going to sit back a little bit on 2 bases.
You can pretty much call this the MC follow-up. As soon as he does something and deals damage, be it a Blink Stalker attack or what have you, you always see this double forge follow-up, and it's always so solid. And why not? The Terran has to kind of stay back a bit. Can't really rely on anything like, hey, I'm going to deal damage like a counterattack because you spent so much. Doesn't matter. He knows that he knows that his Terran opponent has to sit back and wait and such. So it's always a nice follow-up by MC.
YoDa a little bit supply bot there at 70, a little bit unfortunate. Robotics Bay coming in, but overall MC's okay. I mean, he's looking fine, I think. Not too bad at all.
The one advantage that YoDa has is +1/+1 is done for him with that very early engineering bay, which
you nailed it.
He could maybe take advantage of right now. It looks like he's going to try, but MC, if he holds on, which he has a larger army, it's only going to get worse as time goes on for YoDa.
Well, it's time.
He does a very good job.
I guess, I reckon he would scan there even if there wasn't an observer there, because that seems to be MC's place for an observer, and he just knows it. Every single time he seems to be able to get that. All right, so let's find out, because currently MC's starting to get Colossus out. He's got Blink ready to pounce inside the main base. His first Colossus is not too far away, and that's a scan from YoDa that reveals the double forge.
Sees the gateways too. I mean, sees the cannons in the base. Third base going up for YoDa. I like the fact that he's going for a third rather than fourth and fifth barracks before the third, but yeah, he has to, like, the advantage that he had, which is upgrades, is soon not there anymore, and MC, he's stacking together a really strong army here.
But then what's YoDa's advantage in this game to Muslim?
He doesn't have one, Apollo. He really doesn't. Like, I guess he has map control and the ability that he can do a drop if MC moves out, but MC isn't the kind of guy that makes mistakes. And yeah, another scan.
Gotta observe it.
Uh-oh.
All right, it's not quite worth it for the Zelts to go in there, apparently.
Certainly not.
They start to get the targets down.
Great focus fire on that medevac there.
Yeah. The blink of a tiger. As MC does push this back, and he's got his Colossus out. He's adding on a couple of extra gateways right now.
Where's he scanning?
Inside the natural.
Okay, so he knows exactly what he's up against here. It is Colossi play, so...
He's picked off a lot of these units, though. He's warping in aggressively on the other side.
Gosh.
He might go... MC might just go for a random attack here, which, you know, you don't really expect to see happen, but... I mean, if one thing's for certain, MC knows when the right time to attack is, and currently he's telling everyone it's right now.
2 Colossi, and there are no Vikings on the field as of yet, so it's a great time to attack. He's not investing on those upgrade costs either, and he is rushing into this natural.
Uh-oh, YoDa's a little bit in trouble. And MC attacks forward here. The forces are fantastic, preventing the repair on that bunker, and he breaks this down, and MC, the flick of a switch, goes to the other side of the map and looks to kill his opponent, and YoDa's as dead as a doorknob, the Muslim. He's losing his Vikings before they even fire the rockets.
Yeah, YoDa supply absolutely dwindling here. 56 against 100 of MC. Ooh. MC made this look easy. GG is called. And YoDa... It can't be cool losing to this guy that you practice with all the time, and, you know, he beats you all the time, and now he did it for the whole world to see.
MC, the slaughterer of Terrans. He's knocked out 50% of the Terrans so far in the round of 16. Unbelievable ratio.
Oh, YoDa.
And unfortunately, YoDa, his housemate, his friend, his dinner partner, his bunk bed mate.
His bunk bed mate?
is eliminated from the WCS in the round of 16. Does finish in 3rd place within the group. MC scrapes through 2nd place. It wasn't quite the boss toss performance, but he is through to the round of 8 no matter what now.
Well, there was only one guy that stopped him, which was Welmu. And I mean, Welmu, today's group, like, I think he did better than anybody really thought he would do.
Yeah.
Like 2-0, 2-0. He made it look very easy.
Yeah, he did make it look very easy. Good convincing performance from Welmu, who is joined by MC, who has now words for us.
So MC, after a disappointing game against Welmu, that was much easier. Was that in MC's word? Was that easy peasy?
No, just I'm so sad because I beat my teammate and I lost Welmu, so probably only. I can meet Welmu in the final, right? Only final?
Yes.
Yeah, so I really hope Welmu come final and I will elect him.
You'll let him get to the final and win?
Yeah, I hope so, but he can't maybe.
Okay, so obviously the game against Welmu, let's just talk a little bit about that while I've got you here. How hard was that game for you?
I thought he always using Oracle against me, so I just counter for Oracle. First game, I used Phoenix, and second game, I just I thought he doesn't make Robo with Blink, so I tried Dark Shine, and his smart score moving is like very fantasy. So my Dark Shine, and probably he playing like me, so aggressive and Orion. So this time it's my lose, but next time I will elect him.
Okay, and what about YoDa? I know it's sad for you to lose a teammate that you share a house with and you eat with and you interact with every day. So it's hard, right? But this is about winning.
Yeah, it's okay because we are pro gamers, so professional is win or lose. So he know and me know, but in Korea, me and YoDa living same house, my house. So we are really close friend, and I have a lot, but he need chance. So I wonder, I beat Welmu and he can try last chance, but I didn't, so I'm really sorry about that.
Well, I don't think you have anything to be sorry about. You've won and you've got through to the round of 8 again. That's 4 seasons in a row now. I mean, anything other than a win this year, is that going to be disappointing for you?
Just against Welmu, I'm disappointed, but he tried good build order against me, so it doesn't matter, and I hope meet him in final and 4-0.
4-0, bold play. All right. Well, thank you very much. MC's obviously a little bit sad at knocking out his teammate, but he has made it through to the round of 8 for yet another season, of course, going for 4 finals in a row. Let's catch up with the 3 guys right now and see what they made of Group B.
Hello, everyone, and welcome here to the desk. I'm joined by my fellow 2 Musketeers, once again, Kalaris and the Muslim. And the first thing I want to talk about is MC feeling guilty after not being able to beat Welmu because he knew that he was going to take the 2nd place away from YoDa, who could have had another shot. What do you think about that?
It's kind of sad for them, I guess. Ideally they would have both wanted to go through, but and MC does now bring us down to just 1 Terran still alive in the tournament. But someone has to go out in the end.
It's always sad being a guy that you really like and a guy that you live with as well, but he can't feel guilty about it. I mean, Welmu just played out of his mind today. Like, truly, truly great play from Welmu.
All right, well, let's actually take a look at the brackets, and we can show you who went through in 1st, 2nd, and who was eliminated in 3rd and 4th. Unfortunately, we had Welmu top in his group today. Excellent performance from the Finnish player. And then, of course, followed by the reigning champion MC, who's still going strong on his journey towards a back-to-back championship. And unfortunately, we had to say goodbye to YoDa and Todd. The Muslim, expected results today or not?
I feel that MC and Welmu were the favorites for this group. Maybe not in that order, 1st and 2nd. That was kind of nuts. But Welmu, he's now in the last 4 games against MC 4-0. Like, he's doing exceptionally well. YoDa going out, not such a surprise. Like, the way that we saw him today, like his body language and everything, he just didn't seem confident. So I think fairly expected results today.
Yeah, I think this being YoDa's debut in WCS Europe, we'll see him next season bigger, better, stronger as he kind of practices through with the gem guys and kind of grinds out those games. He will return and he will be strong.
Let's hope so. He's definitely got a long road ahead of him if he was to do that. Quick question though, Kalaris. Do you think Snoop going out on day 1 or MC going through in 2nd, which is the biggest surprise to you?
For me, Snoop going out, actually. I mean, yes, MC is the champion so far, but Welmu beating him PvP, it's not too big a surprise. It can be still a relatively volatile matchup, and Welmu did get the better end of the straw in those games. And Snoop going out, I don't think really anybody saw that coming. It was always a hard group, of course, but Snoop was looking ferocious up until that point.
And then last question for you, the Muslim. How sad are you to see another Terran be eliminated in the WCS?
I mean, there was 2 Terrans left in the round of 16, which it is low, but I mean, hopefully, or not even hopefully, This group was ridiculously hard. It's 3 Protosses. He's had a lot of trouble against Protoss. The fact that 40G made it through in a group with Snoot and Vortex, I think that was a huge surprise, actually. So as far as it goes, I'm actually a little surprised that there's still as many Terrans left as there are, so quite happy.
Can 4GG do you proud? Can he do Terrans proud?
If he doesn't run into Vortex. Like, Zergs, I think he was doing pretty bad against, but if he has a Terran run to the final... In fact, no, there's no more Terrans left. What am I saying? No, I think 4G's got his work cut out for him. He really does.
All right, well, thank you, boys. Once again, I can't wait to commentate with you again tomorrow. But that is us done here on the desk, and I'm going to hand it over to the man of the last couple of minutes. It's Red Eye.
Thanks very much, gents. Thanks to all 3 of you, and of course to Funker, our observer, for his mad skills at the observing deck this evening, back in his little hutch. It has been a terrific night of StarCraft 2 action once more. In the end, it was MC and Welmu that came through. Perhaps predictable, but MC made tough work of it in the end. The defending champion is on for yet another run into the round of 8. Tomorrow, we'll be back at 6 p.m. Central European Standard Time for more action, this time from Group C, where Grubby, Golden, First, and Mana go head-to-head for 2 more places in the round of 8. We'll see you then.